Looking for a fast way to track what's moving online right now? Head over to Qnotables.com. It's a centralized index of notable clips, headlines, and references being shared across the community, organized for quick browsing. Use it to spot patterns, pull links, and build your own research list. Qnotables.com. Browse the notables, verify the facts, stay informed. All reports can be found on qresearch or qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here. From the Q Research Board's April 7, 2026, President Trump says the United States has the military capability to cripple Iran's national infrastructure in a matter of hours, including bridges and power plants, but says he does not want that outcome if Tehran changes course first. The warning comes as the White House continues to pressure Iran over the Strait of Hormuz and its nuclear ambitions, with the administration signaling that the deadline for a deal is now close at hand. President Trump is set to speak live with the Artemis II crew after the astronauts completed a record-breaking lunar flyby. The mission pushed farther from Earth than any human crew in history, and the president praised the team as modern-day pioneers as the spacecraft begins its return home. The flight marks a major milestone in America's push to send astronauts back to the moon and eventually onto Mars. President Trump has unveiled an ambitious concept for his future presidential library in Miami, with reports describing a glass skyscraper that could become one of the city's tallest buildings. The proposal includes luxury-style features, aviation displays, and a replica of Trump's ballroom, turning the project into what supporters see as both a library and a monument to his presidency. Fundraising and planning are already underway. California's spending on benefits for undocumented immigrants is back under the spotlight as the state continues wrestling with Medi-Cal costs and budget pressure. Reporting over the past year has shown billions in annual state spending tied to expanded coverage for undocumented residents, and the issue is becoming a major political flashpoint as lawmakers debate what the state can still afford. Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin says he intends to run DHS differently than his predecessor as the department deals with the effects of the partial government shutdown. Mullin has already moved to undo a contract review bottleneck that critics said slowed FEMA and other operations, while also signaling a tougher approach on immigration enforcement and sanctuary city policies. His early moves point to a more aggressive and more centralized posture at DHS. Online researchers are examining the publication history of a New York Times article about a possible strike timeline involving Iran after users noticed questions about when the story first appeared and whether its timestamp changed. The review centers on archived versions, metadata, and screen captures that posters say may show the article was published, updated, or repositioned in a way that shaped public perception. The dispute now focuses on whether the timing reflects normal newsroom edits or something more coordinated in how the story was rolled out. Online message boards are zeroing in on what posters call a possible 947 marker, after President Trump publicly referenced a 947 attack time. Users are tying that timestamp to older Q-style posts and arguing it signals pre-planned messaging tied to Iran. The timing claim is spreading fast across political channels and fueling a fresh wave of speculation about coded communications and narrative synchronization. New reporting says a U.S. strike hit an underground IRGC headquarters near Tehran, while American forces were carrying out a rescue mission for downed airmen. According to the report, B-2 bombers dropped massive bunker-busting weapons after intelligence showed senior Iranian personnel were gathered inside the facility. The strike marks another major escalation in the fight against Iran's command structure. A wounded U.S. airman survived in hostile territory inside Iran for more than a day, hiding in mountain terrain while rescue forces worked to reach him. Reports say the airman evaded capture despite serious injuries, while U.S. Special Operations Forces, aircraft, and intelligence assets coordinated a high-risk extraction under enemy fire. The mission is being described as one of the most complex combat rescues in recent memory.
At shop.isawaya.com, everything you buy supports akun.top, the place where people talk freely no matter what. Check out our Airman honey pot, a jar of yummy honey that's as strong as your voice. Put it on toaster and tea. It's not just honey, it's freedom in every bite. Then there's Airman butter, a smooth handmade skin cream that makes you feel good while you fight for what's right. Awesome wooden pieces for display only. Hang them up or set them out. They're for showing off Airman's tough spirit. Want to help even more? Get a proto membership. So go to shop.isitwhatyou.com now and grab some goodies. Help Airman.top keep free speech alive, and let's keep the ideas flowing loud and free.
All reports can be found on qresearch or qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here. A wounded U.S. airman survived in hostile territory inside Iran for more than a day, hiding in mountain terrain while rescue forces worked to reach him. Reports say the airman evaded capture despite serious injuries, while U.S. Special Operations Forces, aircraft, and intelligence assets coordinated a high-risk extraction under enemy fire. The mission is being described as one of the most complex combat rescues in recent memory. Iranian officials are now calling on young people to gather around power plants and form human chains as fears grow over possible U.S. strikes on infrastructure. The move comes after President Trump warned that bridges and power facilities could be targeted if Tehran does not meet American demands. The appeal signals how seriously Iranian leaders are taking the threat of another round of devastating attacks. President Trump says the United States tried to get weapons into the hands of Iranian protesters, but the guns never reached their intended recipients. Trump said the intermediaries kept the weapons for themselves and vowed there would be consequences. The claim adds another layer to the administration's effort to pressure the Iranian regime from both outside and within. A translated threat attributed to an Iranian cleric is spreading online after posts claimed a religious ruling called for the beheading of anyone who says he is no longer Muslim. The statement has circulated widely on social media and message boards as tensions with Iran continue to rise. Critics say it shows the ruling class in Tehran leaning harder into religious extremism as military and political pressure builds. A new peer-reviewed study is drawing attention after reporting elevated risks of myocarditis, pericarditis, and rare allergic reactions in teenagers following an initial 2-dose mRNA COVID vaccine series. Federal regulators had already updated product labeling last year to note that myocarditis and pericarditis risk is highest in males ages 12 through 24. The study is adding new pressure to the debate over long-term vaccine safety monitoring in younger populations. Amazon has agreed to pay $20.5 million to settle allegations tied to groundwater contamination in Oregon's Morrow County. The case centered on claims that Amazon data center operations contributed to worsening nitrate pollution in an area where residents have long faced unsafe well water. The settlement will fund relief and water-related remedies for affected communities. The new White House app is gaining traction fast, nearing 2 million downloads just days after launch. The administration says the app gives Americans direct access to speeches, live streams, alerts, and official updates without relying on outside media filters. The rollout reflects a broader push to communicate straight from the White House to the public through digital platforms. A new preview from The Sean Ryan Show is drawing attention online, featuring former Delta Force Commander Pete Blaber discussing the Iraq War and other high-stakes military operations. The episode promises first-hand commentary on combat, leadership, intelligence failures, and long-running controversies tied to America's wars after 9/11. The preview has already generated heavy interest across military and veteran audiences. Congressman Tim Burchett is again pushing the issue of extraterrestrial disclosure, saying material he has been shown would keep Americans up at night if it were made public. Burchett says the federal government knows more than it has admitted about unidentified aerial phenomena. His comments are keeping the issue alive as public pressure grows for more transparency. From rising pressure on Iran, to renewed scrutiny at home, to the expanding fight over information, technology, and public trust, the message is clear. Events are moving fast, and the stakes are not getting smaller. We will keep tracking the signals, following the facts, and connecting the dots as this story develops. Thank you for joining us. This has been Qnotables 4 a.m. Talking Points Live. Good night, and stay sharp.
Every voice matters. The power of free speech is more important than ever. Imagine a place where you can share your thoughts freely, explore new ideas, and engage in meaningful conversations anonymously. With online anonymity, you can express yourself without fear of judgment. It's about freedom, creativity, and connection. Join the conversation that matters. Embrace your voice. Celebrate your freedom. Visit 8kun.top today. That's 8kun.top.